Hello, good evening, and welcome to Candy's Crafts Corner. How are you all doing? Today is November 10th, is it? Yes, I think. And yeah, I can't believe we're almost halfway through November. And I'm coming to you live from New York City. So I'm just checking that everything is working properly, that you can see me, that I can see your comments. Let me see. It looks like I found myself. Sorry, I was a couple of minutes late. Some technical issues here. And I didn't take this off the envelopes, and I see that there's a little glare. A lot. Anyway, today we are gonna talk about spruces and winter landscape because while they're not or may not be a very in your face holiday card theme, I think they make for beautiful, uh, more neutral greetings. And well, some can be very in your face, like the Christmas tree that I have right here. So I'm just taking them out of the envelope for you to see. And I also have a surprise. So, well, surprise project. Not much of a surprise, but anyway. So these are the four cards that we're gonna be making today. And three of them actually feature painted trees embossing folder, and one of them is a freehand tree made with Income water painter. So I hope that you'll enjoy that. And I had yet another one with, because I've been using the paper. This is winter meadow paper, and this one that I was making is also winter meadow, but I didn't want to do it too much. But this is so simple that it's like I'm gonna focus on these four. Okay. But if you want to see how I make that, just I can post it later. All right, so let's get started. If you don't, say hi. And I have a couple of techniques to go through as well. So that should be interesting. I hope. All right, so we are going to start with this card because I think it's the easiest card. And as you see, I haven't been for this one. I used Pretty Peacock because sometimes it's not that it's traditional Christmas color, but it kind of works. We have this beautiful ribbon that I'm really excited about because it makes beautiful bows. I mean, you cannot go wrong. You'll see. Well, maybe I'll go wrong when I'm live. But anyway, so let me start with that one. Okay. Where are all my prepared cards now? All right. Oh, no, here they are. All right. So for this one, my confession to make is that I don't have the painted trees dies, but I use the winter woods die, and that works very well because it had a tree that I could actually use for the after I embossed it. So I embossed my paper with the painted trees embossing folder, and then I use my die to cut the tree. Okay, you can fussy cut it as well if you don't have the painted trees dies. So it works both ways. It works anyway. You can use another tree and another embossing folder. We used to have the these evergreen forest in 3D embossing format, which I love too. So you could use one of these trees too if you wanted. All right, so let's start with that. And it's an easy one, as I said, but I think that I particularly love winter landscapes. And this paper was so pretty. Oh, and you see, I'm gonna do this vertical instead of horizontal, just for variety's sake. So I show you this horizontal, and it's just the same thing, but just vertical. All right. So we're gonna start with cardstock and pretty peacock. Let me save this is for later, so I'm gonna put it away. Pretty peacock. It's I already pre-cut it. This your typical card base of 8.5 by 5.5, score at 4.25. And then we're gonna have these. I left just a little sliver of the pretty peacock showing because I wanted to feature mostly the paper. You can make it a little smaller if you want. And I don't know how big this is. This is a little smaller than we need it. So we're going to adjust it. It's like 375. So we'll do 3 by 4. No, sorry, 5. 3 3 3/4 by 5. And now this leaves me room to have a little mat around this. So it's going to be a little different than this card. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to do it in white. Just plain white. You could leave it here like as well, but I want a little bit more white or glitter actually. But I think I'm gonna go with white. So let me grab my white cardstock, which seems to be disappearing on me. Okay, here we go. Is this no? This is vanilla. See, my flash is a little yellowish. Let me check it. This is even worse. Sorry. There we go. It's a little. It changes my colors a little bit, so I cannot really, especially between whisper white, basic white, and vanilla. Sometimes I have to actually put them together. I don't know if it happens to you too. So I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna cut the map because I didn't have it pre-cut before this time. I had one actually, but I want it for the inside. Hi, good evening, Deborah. How are you? So we're gonna cut the mat at 4 by 5.25. Oh, glad to hear you're okay. Oops. So we're gonna do this. This is just a very, very, very simple card. And sometimes you need simple cards to, fit the bill, so to speak. Because if you're like me, this sprouted a little bit. If you're like me, you have a lot of cards to make, and sometimes you cannot spend 3 hours in one card. Though I love elaborate cards, but sometimes you need just to get going. And this is one of my favorite papers. It's Winter Meadow DSP. And I just put it crooked, but we're gonna try to move it a little bit. Or reattach a little bit. Jeez, I never do this. Why is this not working today? There we go. That's a little better. All right. So then we need our ribbon. This is the beautiful, beautiful, what do you call, metallic ribbon. And it has gold and pretty peacock. So we're gonna not use that much because you don't want to be wasteful with it. Just gonna put it around here. And I'm gonna get my ribbon scissors. Gonna cut a length, a little bit more than the length, the width of the card. So we're gonna put it like that. You know me, you've seen me doing this many times. And that's how I like to do my ribbons, because I can adjust if they're crooked like they are now. So this needs to be a little further down. That looks straight to me now. Okay, so that's gonna be the ribbon for now. We'll do the bow a little later once everything is attached. All right. And we're just gonna lay it here. If you want, you can put a little bit of turn tape behind the tape, the ribbon, but I don't care right now for that. So we're gonna put our tree right there, and because it's or maybe in the center. I think the center would be nice. Yeah, let's do in the center, and then we'll have the sentiment on top of it. Okay, so we'll do the sentiment first. I have this from the sleigh. What was it called? Oh. You have to excuse my memory is going just today. The one that we had last year, that was the sleigh. I can't remember exactly, but you can use whichever sentiment you want. I try to go for, except for sometimes I want a Christmas, straight Christmas card. Okay, that was like my little box with pre-cut labels, but anyway, we'll leave it there because I don't need them. All right. So yeah, so I like some sentiments that are neutral, that can go for any, they're not especially religious or anything, just wishing winter wishes to people. So sending warmth your way is very nice for winter, I do believe. I think. And this is a nice sentiment. But as I said, you can use season's greetings, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you see fit. Want to make sure that my ink pads are closed because otherwise they dry. So we're gonna do flag tails for this. And as we do it, it's just one in the middle. And then from the corner to the top of your cut. And it works pretty well every time. Yes. All right. Let me take this off here. This time I've curled a little bit the tree to give it a little bit of shape. And I'm going to put this on top of it. Just plain. Maybe, even with some, I think I did a glue dot before, but I think this will work fine. The Stampin' Seal Plus. And I'm centering it over my tree. And we're done with that. Now we need dimensionals. And I have here my booklet of dimensionals, so I can find my dimensionals all the time now. It's so good to have. Oops, sorry, I kicked the camera. And you can have your dimensionals with like the mini dimensionals on one side and the big ones on the other side, and they're all together. And when they run out, you can put another sheet. So I'm gonna do 3. I think that's gonna be enough. I don't know if I should do it double. Maybe. Nah, I'm gonna do it simple. Simple height. I can't remember how I did that one. Maybe simple side too. So we're gonna put that the flag is in the middle, so that's where our tree is gonna go. Okay. So take the backings of this. It would have been ideal that actually my dimensionals are not directly on top of the ribbon, but I should have measured that before. It works fine anyway. Okay. So now we're gonna put our little bow, and I think I'm gonna put it on the left side. So just gonna get some more ribbon. I'm gonna pass it underneath. But that's what I didn't wanna stuck my ribbon. Okay, doesn't wanna pass. Let's help it around. There we go. Here, I'm gonna get my tools ready. All right, so I'm guessing this will be enough. We can trim it later. You don't want to be too short. Let's see. I said that this makes perfect bows every time. But now that I'm on camera, you may want to contradict me. Let's see. Maybe I did it. Once it's done, it's a little harder to do, but I'm trying this, which, okay, I'm going to do it my old-fashioned way. Not bad. What did I tell you? I'm going to make it a little smaller because there's not that much room. You don't want an overpowering things. What did I tell you? They're very nice bows all the time. It worked. I'm glad it did. Trim the tails a little bit. And now all we need to do is put some snow. Okay, so for the snow, I don't have I left my take your pick tool on my other dining room table. And we're gonna need that. All right. So how I'm doing this, there's many ways to attach it, but I found that a good way is just to put the tiny little bit of dot there. We separate some of this. And they're different sizes, so you may want to choose. And then you just pick it with take your pick tool, and you position it where you put the glue. And it dries clear, so if there's a little spillage, you don't care. So now I'm gonna do a tiny little one here. I'm gonna put one of the little ones. And I'm gonna be generous applying these. Usually I put like 3 or 5, but I'm gonna put like 7. Just because these are not expensive. I'm gonna put more than, I should have done that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So far I have 5. We'll see. We'll do another big one here. Oops. another big one here. I'm gonna move this one a little bit further up if I can. I don't want them aligned. That's just me. Little one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I need 2 more. One up here. Gonna have to be a big one because I put a big dollop of glue. And then a little one here, maybe. Am I on camera? Yes. All right. Maybe I didn't put enough glue. Once it dries, it will dry. It will stick, I mean. All right, so this is my first card for you. It's cute, simple, nice. Anybody would like to receive it, I'm sure. And as I said, you can personalize this. If you want a Christmas message, you can put your own message and just make it your own. Oh, well, we need the inside. I forgot. Sorry, we're not done. So let's actually let this dry a little bit. And we'll do some trees for the inside. I kind of like, actually, I have this from Winter Meadow that work pretty well because they have the same kind of style. So I'm gonna go with this. Thank you, Deborah. I'm glad you like it. Mm. There we go. That I did with Pretty Peacock. And see, the trees look like a little bit like those, don't you think? I think it goes well with the paper. Now we'll put it inside, and that then will be done. So this is a simple card. You can use the same kind of recipe with any paper you want to make a landscape and then just put the tree on top. I think this one from Winter Meadow works really well. I love this. Is my favorite paper. You can see I've used it for my, it's the same paper I use for my little dimensionals booklet. And I'm using it for this card now. Thank you. I did it in another card, actually. I'll show you if I have it handy. But I may not have it handy, so let's forget about it. I thought I left it here to showcase, but I guess I didn't. So I had everything next to me, and because my space is small, oh, here it is. It's a mountain of things next to me, and one folder fell, and then all the other folders fell, and you know, it's like a little bit of a mess next to me now. You don't want to see it. So this is the other one, another one that I used, that I made for with the same idea, but instead of having the big tree, I have these 3 trees that are from an old stamp set that was called Winter Cabin. I want to think. I had a cabin in the woods, and it has these 3 trees. This is one stamp, the 3 trees. And for this message, I used the die, the tack die that comes in the additional dies for this quarter of paper pumpkins. So, if you're a paper pumpkin subscriber, you can get that. Then I stamped it again inside like this. But it's the same idea of card, more or less. Instead of having the ribbon all around, it has the button here, the bow here, covering the little hole of the tag. But as I say, just an example of like what you can use your DSP, landscape DSP with lines, right? All right, so moving on, let me put this away so we don't get confused. I don't get confused. I know you're not getting confused. Anyway, so let's go with this one. And this one, I want to show you a technique that I picked up from my friend Julia, but I changed it a little bit because, I like to change things around a little bit. And this uses, can you see the effect on the trees here? This is using the pearlized enamel effects. But I added a little bit of color to that because the pearlized enamel effect come, and we'll use them later again. There's 2 packs. One pack is the pearlized enamel effects basic, and the other part is the metallics. And the metallics has gold, copper, and silver. And this one has, they call it black, but it's actually a like gunmetal and white and red, which it's perfect to make berries for holiday cards too. But right now we're gonna focus on these. And I should have got some water because I want to tell you that you need to clean it very, very quickly once you've done what I'm gonna show you. Anyway, so I have my mat, my silicone mat here. I'm gonna put, okay, let me get everything ready because you don't want this to dry. All right. So here's a piece of 3 3/4 by 5 because we want to put a mat around it, and that mat would be 4 by 5 1/4. And this is the painted trees embossing folder, which I pre-embossed because I don't have room to have my machine here while I'm working. So we're just gonna put a little bit of this. I'm using the white, and then with one of the water painters, the narrow ones work well. We're gonna get some, this is Lost Lagoon. So I'm gonna get some Lost Lagoon. If you can put directly some drops of your re-inker, but I don't have it handy and I don't want it too much. So I'm just taking a little bit of the ink from the ink pad directly, mix it with a little bit of water, which looks like it wasn't super clean, meaning that my water painter was probably not. And I just mix it a little bit so it has a little bit of the hint of color. And I don't mind if it's not totally mixed up. Because if you want a little bit more, which I think I want a little bit more, you can grab another inker and just put some more there. I don't know what's going on with this. They don't seem, I think it may be that it gets another different color in the mat, in the silicone mat. I'll clean it later. How you clean them is just press to get more water until it comes almost white. And that's it. That's clean now. And I should do that to this one when I'm done. But because it will have the pearlized enamel effects, you want to do it faster and with cold water so it doesn't totally dry. But anyway, with hot water, I mean. Warm water, I find that it works well. Then we're just gonna go and just paint our painted trees. Pearlized enamel effects takes a little bit to dry, but we're not applying too much of it. So I don't know why it has like more greenish color. When I did it the other day, it was more blue lagoonish, and now it looks like it was more garden green. But anyway, maybe my mat had something. It's gonna work anyway. Now we're gonna do it quickly with all the trees. And I'm okay that it's irregular, that some will have more green and some will have more white. As I said, it's kind of the idea. And because we're applying a very thin layer, it's gonna dry faster than if you just apply a dot of the enamel effect. I think it looks very nice. We're gonna go for the little one. You can move your paint around. If you put too much in one side, you can just move it to the other side. And now that it's drying, looks more blue lagoonish, which I'm happy about. All right, and it doesn't matter, it's not super perfect because that's part of the effect. It looks like there's a big dollop, but no, that's the actual embossing folder. So I'm just gonna try to clean it here. Yeah, it looks like what happened is that for some reason, maybe I stored this upside down and there's a little bit of green here. So that's why it was dirty, because my water is dirty. I'm gonna have to clean this up when I'm finished. That's so weird. Anyway, that's what I was thinking. It's like, that's so strange. If there's a little bit of residue, as I said, with the silicone, you can just take it off with some warm water and it will work out. Anyway, I have to clean this. Look at how dirty this water is. Whoa. I don't know how that happened. There's a first time for everything, right? Anyway, so that's the effect that I wanted to show you with this one. And I should have done one to let it dry, because now I don't know if we're going to be able to continue the card. But what we can do is just leave it and move to another card and then see how this one goes. See if it dries a little bit. Sorry about that. I actually was thinking ahead with my other card because I have... Anyway, I'll show you. Don't tell, show, as they always say, right? It's always better. So let's go to this one. This one is something I saw online, somebody doing. I can't remember. It was not a demonstrator. It was somebody who in a watercolor group. It was not my watercolor group. It was somebody else's. Somebody I didn't know. Anyway, so where's my prepared package here? This is painted with a water painter, which I'm gonna use another one because we know that that one is dirty now, but thankfully I have another one ready here. And you can do this watercolor very quickly using inks. I mean, I think it would be better with watercolors, but we all have inks and re-inkers, so I figured I'll show you how I made it with using ink. So we're gonna spritz our paper, and this is fluid 100 paper that I cut with the decal rectangles. If you find that when you do that, the paper curls too much, you can always wet it on the back one, the back side, and it will flatten a little bit more. Don't want super, super wet, but you do want it considerably wet. And then I did it in Pretty Peacock. You can do it in whatever color you want. Actually, I wanted to make one in shaded spruce, but anyway, since I have Pretty Peacock here, I put some of the re-inker in here. Let me put some more water here. All right, it's taking a while to come. Oh, my water painters are giving me trouble. Just put some more water because I did this the other day, so the ink is a little bit dry. There. That should be enough. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna do a thin line in the middle, like that. And you see how it kind of opens up a little bit? So just use the same water kind of effect and wherever it takes you. To create the tree. Oops. Oh, that goat, like that was really wet. It doesn't matter. Okay, that matter a little bit. Well, it doesn't matter because I have one that's dry, because otherwise we won't be able to continue. So, I mean, it's a little bit, this is drying very fast. I don't know, it's very dry today in my apartment. The heating was on before. So I'm just gonna go with the little lines and helping along a little bit. Yeah, you don't want what I had here, that is big dollops of water, because that is not the effect, but you don't want the lines super straight either. So, but the good thing is that whatever you don't like it, that's where you're gonna put your sentiment, covering that. So there. In some darker areas. Anyway, you get the idea. And you can practice a little bit, because as I said, this is not gonna be the same all the time. The water is gonna rule. So now we're gonna clean our water painter and not store it upside down. And that's what happened to me yesterday, apparently. And I don't know why the water is not coming. So I'm just gonna spritz it. I'm gonna have to clean it later. Oh well. I'll clean it later. Anyway, you get the idea. This was not a great effort, but thankfully, I have one dry. And I'm happier with this one. Just to show you. And what I'm gonna do, what I did with this one, I actually put with the enamel effects little bubbles of paint, as if they were Christmas ornaments. But we're gonna do that at the end, because then I went to cut it, and when I put it in the machine, apparently, even though it was dry, they kind of flattened my dots. But that's what they're different measurements too. But anyway, let's work with this one and then we'll put the hi, thank you, Kate. Hi Kate, how are you? We'll put the ornaments later, and then we'll let it dry. Everything needs to be dried today. All right. Let me get this off here. Oh, here. I wanted to show you also. I have made this one without using the Fluid 100 paper. I used it in just regular cardstock, and you could tell that it curled a lot. I guess that if you put it in under a book or something, it would flatten. But it's if you have water Fluid 100 paper, this is paper that it's designed for watercolor, so it can hold more water without curling so much. Anyway, again, I'm using Pretty Peacock. As you can see, it's kind of my theme today, not intentionally, but I love this color. And I'm also using this paper. That's the Season of Elegance Specialty Designers paper. And it comes with Pretty Peacock, Basic Beige, and I think this is Old Olive and Gold. It's beautiful. So I wanted to use it. And then because we're going to see only a piece, I've already cut my mat here. So we will put the car like that. And I can use this little piece for something else. All right. So let's adhere this. The mat is 4 by 5 1/4, and I marked a 1/2 inch on all sides. Oh my, as I said, today very dry. I didn't feel the heater coming on, but maybe it did while I was out because it does feel very dry. And I forgot to put the ribbon. Uh-oh. Let's see if we can do that quickly. And where did I put the ribbon? Here. We'll just lift it up a little bit. Hi, Candy. Where is my head? It attached very well. You know what? Forget about it. We'll put the ribbon right here in this layer. And we'll put it like that. Outside. My original idea, you had the ribbon all, like, should have attached this first and then do the whole thing. But we can do it this way too. And this, you can see another way to do it, and you can decide what look you like better. I'm gonna do it a little longer because I want to see where I want the ribbon to go. Here's where you decide if you are not satisfied with a part of your tree. That's where you decide that you're gonna cover with your thing. And I think that's a good place to put it because it's not as pretty there in my view. There we go. All right. I will put a cover. Every time I have the ribbons, I like to put a little extra glue there. All right. And then I've already I used as a piece of the same paper, the Elegance Season of Elegance paper, one that didn't have a lot of gold, so I could hit emboss my sentiment with gold. So we're gonna put it right there. I think it looks pretty there. And we're gonna use mini dimensionals because I want them straddling the ribbon, not because the sentiment is so small, but all right. There. And now we can put the ribbon another bow there like we did in the other car, which I think will look nice. So I'm gonna do that. Or you can do just a simple knot. Let's do a simple knot for this one, just for variety's sake. There. Yeah, I like it. And now I can show you about those ornaments for the tree. And here's where we get all our enamel paints, because we're gonna put a bunch. Actually, you can use just gold and just do this. This could be a gold, just gold. I'm gonna go to do gold only for this one, just to be a little different than the other one. You wanna apply and move out, and this little swirly thing that you have, we should put some in the middle. And you can put as many as you want, because these are not pricey embellishments. Well, not that the embellishments are so pricey. But anyway, this came out like very big. It will go down, I think. I hope. Let's put some there, here. So that will be my gold tree. All in gold. There's one in the middle here. If I was looking at it from above, then I could see what it needs another one, but I'm a little slanted here with the camera in my nose. So we're gonna leave it at that. And I found, let me see if I can find them again, yesterday, but they all went on the floor. My embellishments, I have like all my embellishments here, but I found ones that were like a star, that it was perfect for the Christmas tree. And I said like, oh, here's what it was. And of course I've lost it again. It was a gold star, and that's what I wanted to use for the topper, tree topper. Oh well. But as I said yesterday, I was passing by and I hit the table and everything went on the floor, and now they're like all over the place. And I don't want to have you here waiting. I'm waiting for hours till Candy finds her perfect tree topper. So I'm just gonna do a quick look again. And no, I cannot see it. We're gonna let it go. Okay. Sorry about that. then you can put another one there. I'm going to save it because I'm sure I'm going to find it later. So that's where I'm going to put my star if I find it. It drives me crazy. But here it is. Oh, and for the inside, we can do the same of the other car. In this one, I used one of these trees, but I think in this one, I'm going to use the same since I have it out. And be very careful because these are going to take a long time to dry, like probably overnight. Thank you, Deborah. I'm glad you like it. I was kind of like, oh, I don't know, but it worked. It worked, and it's different, right? And it gives you the chance to use. Well, you can end up with something like that, which is not as pretty, but it's a matter of practice, as I said. A matter of practice and control the water that you can put on your watercolor paper. So let's just stamp or inside, and that will be done as well. I really like this stamp. As I said, it's from Winter Magical Meadow, which is the Winter Meadow matching stamp set. And that's kind of like the tree farm, and that's the tree that you take home. Oops. All right. I think I'll attach it later because if I open it, I know I'm going to mess it up. So I'm going to put it right here, and you can imagine that I'm going to attach it later. Okay. So let's move on to more cars. So I have two more to show you. We've done this one. We've done the easy one. I think we've done on this, we have to finish. And now we're missing this one. This one. So for this one, I wanted to show you a couple of techniques. Like this one is one of the ways, like with the enamel paint effects, that you can use for that for the embossing folders to make the color stamp. But I used other ways to do it as well, and I just want to show you. So this one is done with white craft ink and the sponge dauber in mossy meadow. But see, I had one already started like that in garden green. Same thing. This uses the sponge dauber. But then this one, I did the same thing as this one, but I put garden green on my white pearlized enamel effect, and I mixed it, but I did it directly from the re-inker, so it's a little darker, you can see. And of course, because the paper is also garden green, so it has this kind of like, I like it. I like it a lot. And then my last playing with was this one. This one uses the shimmery embossing paste. And I think it works very, very well as well. And if you want to see how they're done in person, in the making, I can, actually, I have, it's not the same embossing folder, but I have shaded spruce here. Here, this is the right side. This is a 3D evergreen forest embossing folder. It's retired, but it's trees as well. So I wanted to show you as well. And let's do the embossing paste, because I think that you can already imagine how it will be with, well, let's do one with, I think I have two. Do I have two? I thought I cut two. Yes, I did. Okay, so we can do one vertical and one horizontal. Perfect. Just for variety. I'm gonna do one with the craft ink. And you guys tell me which one you want me to finish. I'm not gonna finish all the cards, but you can tell me which one would you like to see. So this kind of gives this the frosty look to the trees. I think my white ink needs to be re-ink, my ink pad, but I couldn't find the re-inker. And I know that I have it because it comes with it. It looks kind of cool. I like it. And you can build it up, you can start soft, and if like find areas where you want to add more. Like I would like to attach more here in the middle. Oh yes, look at that, much better. And then the ones in the back, not so much. All right, so this is the frosted trees with the crack paint, the ink, the white ink. I don't know why they call it crack paint. It's ink anyway. Just adding a little bit more. With the flash, I cannot really see if that's how I would like it. Yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. I'm gonna do a little bit more to these front ones. This one, actually, this embossing folder is not as marked as this one. This one, painted trees, is like thicker embossing, if that's the way to express it. Anyway, so that's the using the. We've seen the enamel effects here, like I showed you before. I'm not gonna do that in green again, and we showcase now the sponge dauber with the white ink, and now we're gonna do the shimmery embossing paste for the other one. So let's put this aside. And meanwhile, Deborah, I think you can decide which one of the cards you would like to see finished. Because I'm not gonna finish them all, because look, I have like 4 or 5. And it will be too much. All right. So for this, I love this shimmer. Like I forgot I had it. So I'm glad I was organizing the other day. I found it. For this, you need an old. Don't get a good one, because this gets kind of like lewd and tacky. So just an old paint, artistic, not like a paintbrush, but from the craft store or the dollar store. You don't have to just get. I guess that has been stored on the side, so all the embossing paste is on one side, and just rub it over your trees here. I think it works better with the other embossing folder, the painted trees, rather than this one, but this is the one that I had done extras just in case. Then we can compare at the end. This will dry pretty fast. Not super fast, but pretty fast. And this to give you the illusion of like the little snow on the branches. And I love that it also adds some shimmer. Because you know me, I'm shimmery girl. Grab this, so I don't want to mess up my work area too much. All right. All right, so let's see. Let's put them back to back, and then we see we want to add a little bit more in some areas, like that. Anyway, close this very well. The embossing paste tends to dry, so close it very well. If you have it open, I had one open since last year. And it dried on me, so the leftover I had to throw out, and thankfully I had this one. And then you want to clean this very quickly, or it will be unusable. Okay, so we'll finish the paste one because Deborah said that's the one that she wants to see finished. But I will do it from this one because it's already dry. Okay. So I have a lot to clean after I'm done with this because today I made a mess of many things. So let's finish this one up. And we'll save this for other Christmas cards. And what I don't have is the right ribbon for this one, but I guess we can use white ribbon or, I know what we'll use. All right, so for this one, I wanted some glitter on it. So I took the Christmassy color glitter paper that we have on the mini catalog. And I'm not going to make the same mistake I made before. So I'm going to attach this first. And then we're going to put the ribbon. I think this ribbon is mossy green, mossy green. Mossy, what is it called? Is it mossy green now? Why am I blanking on the color? Mossy meadow, right? That's a color. It works very well with that one, but the garden green, I don't know if we have a Christmassy garden green thing. I'll have to check. I know we have the shaded spruce one. That works very well. This a little bit further up. Thank you very much. There we go. Just a sliver. So I did these cards at 4 and 5 1/4. So my mat is at 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Okay. All right. So many things have to dry. And I'm just pressing it because the glitter takes longer to dry. Should I put a little bit more? More glue. Let's see. What do we have here that's good for? Oh, this one. Perfect. There we go. This one will work great, I think. So I'm just gonna make room for my holder. Ribbon holder. Yes, because this has like the glittery thingy. I think that will work very well. Maybe it's too much glitter, but I do like glitter. Can't go wrong with too much glitter, right? There's not such thing. So I'm just gonna grab the width of the car again. And I'm gonna put it right here, my message. And let me actually stamp the message. Let's stamp the message first. And I had my layering oval for one side and this one from Greetings of the Season because it works very well I like the little detail of that instead of just the oval. And I cut the oval in glitter as well. So you have a little bit of glitter also here. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put it right there. Could put it back here, but then there's a lot of empty space, not interesting space here, and I'd rather put it up. There's nothing wrong with putting the ribbon up, I don't think. So let's put maybe season's greetings. Yes. My garden green. Now I can take this off for a while. Okay, I'm trying to get my garden green without dropping everything on the floor, which is very hard to do in my house. There. Got my garden green. I can put the other ones in the pile again. All right. Just don't trust myself, but yes, it's clean. After what happened before with the water painter, that was so weird. Yes, that is a paper towel holder. That's how I keep my ribbons because vertical space I have, surface space not so much, so it works fine. And I keep them with a rubber band around them. But it was so dry, as I said, that one of the rubber bands dried and broke, and now I have one of the ribbons falling all over. I have to put another one. Mossy meadow, yes, yes. Sometimes you have these like blank moments, right? So weird. Yeah, so I like I can't remember where. I think I saw it someplace. It's not my idea about the paper towel holder, but it works very well. Yeah, I'm gonna put this. Just attach it with glue. I'm gonna put quite a bit for the glitter. Yeah, it's a very good idea. It works. I can say it's a very good idea because it was not my idea. So it's not like that I'm that cocky. All right. So now we have it like that. And then now we can put the ribbon around it. Oh, I have to tighten it up. There we go. Tighten, tighten. More or less straight, I think. Will this go here? Yeah, that works. A little bit further there. We'll put the knot there. You know what I'm thinking is that if I put all the greenery there, it's gonna cover our tree, but there's plenty of trees underneath, so it's fine. We can put them up with the greenery coming from down too. All right. So let me grab my booklet of dimensionals. Got more in my things keep falling around me. I don't know what I just pushed. Oh, I see. The corner of my glass mat, rubber corner. There we go. All right. So that's gonna go around there. And let me grab the little holly leaf that I have someplace else. Right here. Pre-cut. Look at all my pre-cut pieces. We'll find something to put in there. If it's not the garden green, it will be in another color. But I do have a garden green, so that's perfect. Now, do I have two garden greens? That's gonna be a challenge. I guess I only have one. Maybe I'll put it in, like in another color, so they are both together and they're not like garden green over garden green because it won't be seen so much. So how about this? This one. This one looks like a little mouse ate it. But I can put them like this and nobody will be the wiser. Yeah. Yes. All right. And these holly leaves come from Magic Meadow bundle, which is the one that goes with the paper that we were using before, the Winter Meadow. Here I'm covering the hole for the tag, and I'm also covering this not perfect die cut that probably I just was using the paper, the cardstock to utilize it all. So I'm attaching a dimensional there so it gets stuck properly. And now we're gonna use my favorite embellishments of the season, which is like the cherry cobbler and pearlized berries. And I'm gonna get the cherry cobblers and we're gonna put them right there. And I should have put my knot, but I think I'm gonna put the knot on the other side, but I kind of like it in this side too. So let me grab another piece of ribbon to do a simple knot. If I can still do it. Slide it. And now I put the dimensional there. I should have hold on to that. There. No, now it came off, but thankfully it's still not attached, so. Just gonna slide it up to the side. Yes, that's good enough. Right there, and now with that dimension, I will hold it down. And this, we're gonna put it like that. And we're gonna trim this. Need something else. I think we need some other greenery or gold. Maybe this farther closer to the label. There. And we'll trim it right there. And trim it a little bit here too. And let's see what else we have. Maybe this. And something else. Thankfully, I organized all my die cuts the other day, at least by color. so we could have an easier time. So I think if we put one green and another green there and a gold one there, that's gonna look nice. All right, so let's attach this with a glue dot. I'm gonna put underneath there. And this one, which is cut from distressed gold paper, this is old olive cardstock. And this, I can't remember where I got this from, the dies. But you can use whichever greenery you have, dies and whatever. All right. So that's pretty nice, right? And then we have to put it in a card base, which I think we're gonna do just a thick white right there. So it picks a little bit the white from our label there. And that will be it. Then we'll finish the other card that was drying. And then I want to show you something. I want to show you, because of by popular demand, people have been asking me about the dimensions of the little booklet of dimensionals. So we can make one very quickly. That's it. I moved it. It's like the glitter paper takes longer to dry, both in front and in the back, because the back is a little shinier than regular cardstock. All right. So that's it. It's a little different from this, but it's the same idea. Frosting the trees with three different techniques. We've seen it with the enamel paints. We've seen it with the sponge dauber and the white ink, and then we've seen it with the shimmery paste. Thank you. Which one is your favorite of the three techniques, you think? Not technically, but oh, of course, we can put something here inside to decorate this. And let me finish that. Yeah, this is dry now, so we can finish this. And to finish this, I'm gonna save this for another card. Unless I still have cards to make. All of them. Oh, thank you, Deborah. And for this one that we had in the middle, decided to do a little bit different. And I got this. This is the glitter paper that come in the 2024-2026 in colors, which is Summer Splash. But honestly, it works very well with the Lost Lagoon too, I think. So I'm gonna use that. And I have two different finishes. This one uses the snowflakes with a pearl in the middle, and this one uses a new embellishment from the online exclusives. So let's finish this off. I mean, the finishing off is pretty much like the other ones, minus the leaves. Oh, it's very different with all the glimmer paper around it, right? Very different from this one. But I still like it. All right, let me see if I have the other. Here it is. Oh, first off, we have to put for sentiment. And you can choose whichever sentiment you want, of course. And I had my little circle, and I may have dropped it. Oh, here we go. I have too many things in my table. I have like so little space. It's ridiculous. Let's make a little room because I can deal with this. This we're done with. The dimensionals can go in their place. All right, so now we have room, and we can stamp this with what do you think, season's greetings? Or I have this one that I really like, that peaceful Christmas wishes, that I think goes very well with this scene. It's from an old paper pumpkin. I'm gonna use it. You can use whichever sentiment you want, of course. And I'm gonna do it in Lost Lagoon, which I had around here someplace. And it just disappeared on me. Oh, here it is. It didn't go in its place, that's why. Lost Lagoon. Got my foam mat because it's a silicone. It's sorry. Photopolymer. That's what I meant, not silicone. Photopolymer stamp. There. I really like this message. That's why I kept it. Well, I keep them all. I don't throw my stamps from Paper Pumpkin either. But I like the combination of fonts. In this case, I'm going to put this here as I had it, because even though there's a lot of room here and I could put it here, it looks nice too there. But if we're going to put the snowflakes, I like it here. But first, I want to show you, this is also a new, what is it called? I just had the back in my hand. Oh, here it is. It's called Lost Lagoon Soft Cording, and it's kind of like very shiny. Not silk, but how you the other thing? Satin. It's very satin. So we're gonna do it around twice. Let's see how we do. It's not exactly the same color as my lip, but it goes very well, I think. I'm gonna go around twice. And then we're gonna tie it. And there goes again the corner of my mat. And then I'm gonna actually tie it so they get all together, and then we'll separate it as we see. Because it's satinated, it's very slippery. So I don't want to put my dot yet, my glue dot, to keep things in place, because I don't know where I want them to be. And I want them to be a little separated like that. Maybe not that much, maybe. Okay. Why is this not straight? There. Now I'm going to use a glue dot. Now that I know where I want my things, I'm going to grab a glue dot with my piercing tool. Put it right there. And that's where my thing is gonna go. All right, now it's all secure. Then I can move them out if I want, as I want. I think there's an extra turn there, but it's okay. There we go. So now that I have that, then I can make my bow. Actually, I wanted my bow more on the side. And I can move it because it's satin. See how easy it undoes and undoes itself? Is it undoes? Is that how you say it? Yes, perfect. Now we have a nice bow, or at least how I want it. We're gonna trim it. Maybe I want it a little bit more to the side, just to be a little bit more particular. There. Because I want my sentiment right there without covering, because I wanted it more on the side. I'm gonna move it even more to the side. I just lifted my glue dot and we slide it, and the glue dot is underneath my knot, so now it's perfect. Yay. Okay, separate this, and we're gonna put this right here with dimensionals that I conveniently find because of my booklet. Just gonna put 2 dimensionals. I think that's enough. There we go. All right, so that's the basics. And now we can put either the new shiny thingies, or I think I'm gonna go with the snowflakes because to me it's more wintry. And I'm gonna put 3, 1 of each side. And these are, or I don't know if we still have them. I think we do. Adhesive bag snowflake assortment. I think we do have them. And I did, is this the big one? Yes. So I'm gonna do the big one here where there's a lot of room. Then the tiny one right there, and the medium in here. All right. And now I'm gonna get some pearly elements for the middles. Okay, what can we put there? I had some in mind. Of course, now to find the exact ones that I had in mind, it's a different thing. Okay, not these ones. These ones are the ones I was showing you that they're here. And these are also new on the online exclusives. Riverside irregular pearls. All right. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. These are the red and green adhesive back pearls. Honestly, I don't know where the greens are because these were gold. And now there's red here. And this color, these are silver. And this color to me looks very pearlized like this. So I think they go very well here. So that's why I wanted to use this. And I'm going to put one in the center of each snowflake. to give it a little extra. And that's it. All right. So now, because I did say that I would do it, even, oh, no, we have to put this, excuse me. I'm running ahead of myself here. We have to mount this on a card base, which is the easy part. And here we go. White card base, and we're gonna have it right there. So look how pretty it looks. I like it. I like this um glitter paper. Even though it's Summer Splash, it's not Lost Lagoon, but I still like it. All right. Some extra glue there so they don't slide too much. All right. So before I show you all the cards, let me show you how to make these. And all you need, as I explained last week, I got this idea from Angie Judah from Chicken Scratch. I altered it a little bit to my, I modified it a little bit so it works for me. But let me grab just any paper. I'm gonna do the same I was doing, right? Like mine. Or I could do this one just for variety's sake. No, this is too much. Yeah, let's do this one just so I have something different. This one is from a little bit festive. Okay, because we've been using the other one so much. Keep things a little different. So you're gonna need a piece that measures 8 and an 8. And I have to make room in to open the arm of my cutter here. And it's 8 and an 8. Actually, let me do the 5.5 here. That's easier. I'll do 5.5 first. And then we're gonna cut the 8 and an 8. 8 and an 8. And then we're gonna score on the 5.5 side, a 1/2 inch on each side. It's really, really easy. 1/2 inch. And the other side, 1/2 inch. Which you can measure on the other side of the guide there. All right. So we'll go like this. This is gonna look cute with the gingham in the inside. And then we score it at in half. But you know what? I'm not even gonna bother with this. It's easier to just fold it without like this. And my recommendation now, once you have this is your booklet, right? Once you have this, is that before you put any glue down, you actually use one package of, and do I have any? brand new dimensionals. No, I don't. Darn. Let me grab one really quickly. I have them right here because it's better to make it with the dimensionals in place for the beginning so that you don't put the. Here we go. So you don't put the glue where it may give you trouble down the road. Not much of a trouble, but anyway. So you're gonna put this here. And I would put one of mini dimensionals, but for this intent and purposes, right there, right? And she uses, she meaning Angie Judah, who created this. She used some sort of like tape that you can remove, like that is not permanent. I'm gonna use glue dots because I don't have that. And instead of putting them holding this back, I'm gonna put a glue dot here in the middle, a glue dot down there in the middle as well. And that secures this inside part. And then I'm gonna do 4 glue dots on the on the corners there. That's what is better to do with that, so you don't put it too much in and then you cannot slide your dimensionals there. And another one there. And another one there. And the final one. There. On this corner. All right. And that's it. That's all there is to it. And then so that they close, oh, I guess I didn't attach this, or I got half of it. It did attach. I'm gonna put the other half. There. And then so it holds. She uses Velcro dots, which I have too. She put them in the middle. I put mine on the sides, on the corners. So I'm just gonna do one on each corner. And now the other side. And then we close it in place. And that stays. And it will take a little bit to open, but then when you close them, you can do like I do, like just don't press too much, just enough so that they keep closed, and that's it. And then just stay open very easily. Okay. And then, of course, you can decorate your top. Make room so I can do things. And I had this one already. I should have used the embellishments. I made another one here. Not the embellishments, the samples from here. But then I'll have one on the go, or to give to somebody. Made one for my team member, so she's gonna get one. I was gonna use another paper, so I had this ready here. So we'll pretend that it's actually the right color. It's not that off, right? And I'm gonna put this in dimensionals. Very cute and very simple. You're right. I mean, she's brilliant with these simple things. I just tweaked mine a little bit, but I like what Angie does. And it's great for giving to your friends, or if you have a workshop, it could be like uh, a little extra gift that you give them. And I actually printed this on paper. I cut it a little crooked, but it's okay. Uh, and then you can cut it with whichever die you want, or you can punch them out, or depends on how big, what kind of font you use, and everything. So this will go like that, and then you can decorate with something, like some flower, something. But let's see, do I have something that actually matches there? This. Eh, not ideal, but we'll do it. As I said, if you have a workshop, it could be like a way that you can share some dimensionals with your workshop ladies. And it's not a whole full package of dimensionals. It's just one sheet of the regular and one sheet of the mini dimensionals. So there you go. Easy to make. You can make a bunch of them. All right. All right. So let's summarize the cards. I'm already showing you all the booklets. So we have the one made with the enamel effects. Okay, Candy, get this out of here. We have the one that's drying, that it needs the star topper. Whenever I find it, I'll take a picture and I'll post it. It really driving me crazy not to find things, but whatever, it's late enough. I don't want to keep you any longer. And but you can hear me rustling, right? I'm still looking for it. And it's not coming up. Anyway, fine. Then we have this one with the frosted trees. And then we have, what's the last one? I put it in the envelope to protect it. And now I cannot find it. So here we go. There we go. Here it is. Our fourth card. The Christmas tree. All right. So I hope you enjoyed it. It took me a little longer than I thought. But there's a lot of things I had to dry, so not totally my fault this time. All right. I hope you enjoyed them, and we'll be back next week. Don't know what we're gonna do yet. I don't think I'll get the paper pumpkin in time for next week, but we'll see. And if not, we'll do something else. Meanwhile, have a very nice week. Thank you, Deborah, for always joining. I really, really, really appreciate it. Have a lovely week, and I'll see you all next Sunday. Bye.